It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
That's right, it's here, the official start of the new NBA season. I'm Ernie Johnson, excited to be here once again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith for another go-around. Tonight, we'll see the Toronto Raptors playing against the Indiana Pacers. Taking a look at the Pacers, they're facing a tough environment to tip off their new season. On the road, they'll have a lot to contend with as they try to go after win number one. They'll need all of that energy and excitement they can muster to cut through the noise of this crowd. And here we are, opening night of the new NBA season. Every club at this point can be optimistic. Some teams just looking to make the playoffs, others with much higher aspirations, Kenny.
Yeah, well, some people would say that you can start with a clean slate. But then certain people are saying we're building off of last year. So this is a continuation. But whatever happened last year to some of those teams who didn't reach their goals, they just can wash it out and start. But there are certain teams saying, yes, we are who we were last year, and watch who we are this year.
You want to come out the gate.
Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And joining us in a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. And you can feel the energy here at Air Canada Center. The Raptors looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference matchup. This game against Indiana, the first game of the NBA's regular season. In the season before, they completely controlled the series 3-0.
And while they swept the season series against them last year, making it pretty clear how much separation exists between the two teams.
Yeah, Greg, I mean, one is a playoff team. The other, question mark, ... not so much. But things change, and you're only as good as your last win, so we'll see how they handle things tonight.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Paul George is out there with Lavoy Allen. Then it's Ellis, then it's Hill, and it's Hill in at the point.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Now here's Scola. 5 to shoot. Lowry for 3, and the shot is good. Lowry's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. What about Kyle Lowry on offense? The last 2 seasons, he's been absolutely dominant.
Yeah, he's developed enough as a point guard now to where he really knows how to direct and lead his team. He's not just a catalyst anymore. He's a leader, and that's the big difference I see with him. And his shot has become more refined.
Here's Carroll after the made shot from Monte Ellis. Carroll kicks to DeRozan. Screen by Scola. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Luis Scola setting a really nice screen that time.
Outside Hill. Outside George. Outside Hill. Indiana needs to get a shot off, and it's Hill. That time the assist by Hill. Hill's got his second bucket.
4 straight makes out of the gate. That's a sweet start.
They set the pick. Shot off the screen. Drained for 2 points. That's 7 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you a problem.
Hill left side. Allen with the screen for Hill. It's Allen on the wing. It's hauled in by the Raptors. On the wing, DeRozan. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
Hill dishes to Hill. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Ellis kicks to George. Hill has the open look. The shot's good on the assist by George.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin.
dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Now here's DeRozan. He's got 10, and that one's good.
And they are cooking, on fire right now, really flowing well.
Hill kicks to Hill, uses the glass to finish the layup. Hill's got his third basket of the night.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Lowry passes to Valanciunas. It's stolen by Hill. Pass to George. Pick up by Hill. And George, here we go. Hill up top. There's Ellis with the 3-ball. No luck. So the Raptors will take it the other way. Lowry with the ball. He's picked up by Hill. Launches a 3. Allen with the rebound. Indiana's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Kevin, I briefly spoke with Dwayne Casey. A key concern for his side is how to keep Monte Ellis from running amok on their defense. He said there are very few players in the league who can take a sliver or a seam in a defense and turn it into 2 points as efficiently as Monte Ellis does. He said one step and he's at the rim. We have to move our feet as a unit or he'll get to the rim all game long. Guys?
All right, Doris, thanks. No good on the free throw.
You know, and Paul George played the first few years of his career in the NBA with 24 on his back. And as you can see, he now goes with 13 after making the switch prior to last year.
That one drops. He ties it up. And with Paul George going with the number 13 now, as you can see, helps with his nickname, PG-13.
Yeah, that's a good nickname, a nice fit. Young Tracy, as he likes to go by on Twitter, he said himself that it was about embracing his stature and stardom in the league. Nice way to do it.
Now Hill following the miss by Kyle Lowry from deep. And it's Ellis penetrating. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. DeRozan against Hill. And Valanciunas kicks to Lowry. Here's Scola. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup. Give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, G8, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
Well, I'm sure you guys have heard this, that the nickname that has been given to DeMarre Carroll, the Junkyard Dog, I think it's apropos. Kid drafted out of Missouri back in the 2009 draft.
Yeah, and he actually had to show perseverance to hang around as he bounced around a bit. But I think he's found a home now.
Take a look at the most efficient scorers in the NBA from last year's campaign. Jonas Valanciunas is second.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
Johnson, he's checked in for Luis Scola. Toronto's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame.
And Carroll, an energy player who's developed a reliable three-point stroke. I mean, he can also hurt you in transition. He's got terrific size and athleticism, and he also really knows how to play without the basketball.
Here's DeRozan. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. DeRozan's got 14 points. Hill against Lowry. Outside for George. There's the screen. Back to Allen. Right at the free throw line. And it's Hill with the jam.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And Gia, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
Well, his effort has never been a question mark. He is an incredibly self-motivated player.
And Carroll, by advanced stats, one of the most productive small forwards. Not fair. I mean, that is just not fair.
Went soaring in for the sweet flush. Beautiful.
This fella knows how to punch it in style.
They push it up 4 on 3. Hill with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Outside, George. The tray. Hill dishes to Hill. And he gets it to go.
Not much defense to speak of yet here, guys.
Nope, it's been all offense, fellas, all the time here early.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Indiana.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
Well, for Jordan Hill, something wonderful happened to him last season. The breakthrough he'd been waiting for on his 6th year.
Yeah, Kevin, you know, it had to do, and I think correlated with him getting a chance to start games, and it blew up for him from there, posting career-high averages across the board.
Now here's Stuckey, following the miss by DeRozan. Stuckey drives inside, misses the layup.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
It's stolen by Mahinmi. Outside Hill. Right side Hill. Lets it go from 14. No good. That's the first shot from the floor he's missed. 5 for 6. Dishes it to Joseph. DeRozan against Hill. Shot to stop the run, and it's laid up and in by DeRozan. DeRozan's got 16 points.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Stuckey against Ross. 6 on the shot clock. Stolen by Joseph. Johnson in the corner. Ross on the wing. He's guarded by Stuckey. Lets a floater go.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
He was all alone on that one. And the Pacers lead by 4.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no line in those totals.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw, good. Stuckey. Greg, you were talking about Stuckey. He did play well in his first year with the Pacers. Clarkie helped them as a starter and off the bench.
Yeah, really had his most efficient year scoring the ball to date. And more than his scoring and what he brought on the court, his presence in the locker room and professionalism. You talk to the people around the Pacers, he was a breath of fresh air on a team that has a number of fresh air guys.
And the Raptors have been talking about changing things up in the logo department for a while. Finally, we get a chance to see the new logo this season.
It's taken away by Stuckey. Hill drives in. Hill has the open look. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Ross passes to Johnson, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. As you said, the Raptors with the new logo this year, Greg. Good-looking change, too, I think, Clark.
Yeah, I think it's subtle enough to not lose the continuity, but still feel fresh and new. I like that. That's a nice job of balancing the old with freshening up for the new.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Indiana. And Johnson, no good on that one. Well, the Pacers, despite all their injuries from last season, were right in the playoff hunt until the very end. Had a chance, in fact, GA, on the last day to sneak in, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, they needed a Brooklyn loss to go along with them winning that last game. Ultimately, though, it wasn't in the cards for them, and they ended a game out of the postseason.
Raptors trail by 3. Out to the right wing. Patterson, the screen. Johnson kicks to DeRozan. Pass to Ross. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's a no-go, and he's still looking for his first bucket after 2 shots. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Hill dishes to Hill. They set the pick. Off the pick. And he knocks down the jumper. Hill's got 13 points.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And that does it for the first quarter. It's the Pacers. They lead by 5. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after some stints abroad. He talked about his approach to the game.
I play the game how it's supposed to be played. I play offense, I play defense, I rebound, steals, blocks. You know, I'm pretty much that guy who likes to work hard and don't want anybody to beat him out, you know, except the challenge.
That's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
And Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out the best in everybody on that team. They just kind of feed off of his effort and desire.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
Well, they've really been aggressive guys on defense, and it's paid off, so why stop? Keep it up.
Lowry out there with Corey Joseph. Then it's Damari Carroll. Then it's Scola, and it's Valanciunas, and at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league a little green. I mean, would make a lot of mistakes, but had excellent tools. So with enthusiasm and hard work, you knew it was just a matter of time with him.
Both good from the line that time.
And for Valanciunas last year, his offense to the year before, but he cut down on his turnovers. He also raised his shooting percentage to a career-high 57%, and that, my friends, is improved efficiency.
Now, here's Ellis, and the rejection by Valanciunas. The drive by Lowry. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Allen.
You know, talking about Valanciunas, the light clearly went on last season. He was more assertive, refined his post game. The next step is to extend his shooting range so he can help space the floor on offense.
Now here's Joseph. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Scola, so he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And for Luis Scola, a very different role for him over the last 2 years. He was a starter for most of his career, then signed with Indiana, who had David West at the 4. Off the bench, though, Scola still played efficiently, but he was just used to putting up much bigger numbers for other teams.
No good on the free throw. Like you were talking about Scola, he has the physical skills, Clark, to make a difference.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's not spectacular in anything, but he's really solid in just about everything. A pro's pro, and he adds value, tremendous value to any team he's on.
And Indiana making a change here. Hill's checked in. Pacers leading by 5. They set the screen. Allen, a screen on Scola. Over in the corner, Ellis. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. George has got 3 assists now in this one. Lowry passes to Carroll. Feeds it to Joseph. Screened by Valanciunas. Kicks to Carroll. Lets the 3 fly, and the shot is good. Carroll's got 5 points so far.
And when he's got that much of a height advantage on the perimeter, it's really tough on the defender. Easy 3-pointer.
Hill kicks to George. That is good. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Bad time for these defenders to be standing around watching. Not while the ball's in his hands.
And it's Carroll in the corner. The Pacers pull it in. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Stolen by Joseph. What a terrific move that was. Joseph's got his first basket.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
And here's Hill for 3, and that one's good. Hill's got the lead up to 7 now for Indiana.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Here's Lowry, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And for Kyle Lowry, a guy who just has an unbelievable nose for the basketball, the triple comes natural to him now. Top 10 in the league the past 2 seasons. In his short time with the Raptors, he's already their career leader in that category.
Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Well, getting back to Kyle Lowry, the reason he's always a triple-double threat, Clark, because of his great work on the glass for a guard. Tough, strong, relentless, and committed to getting rebounds.
He's got the attitude of a power forward, even though he is a point guard. That's why he's one of the best rebounding guards in the league. It's his mentality.
Now, here is Hill. He's got 8. Good! 9 points for Paul George.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Ellis outside for George. To the middle, here's Mahinmi. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Raptors trail by 7. Right side Lowry. Scola at the elbow. Now here's Joseph. Defense right on him. The shot by Lowry, no good.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Toronto's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Now the feed to Valanciunas. No luck, and Indiana will come the other way. George dishes to Ellis. The pass to Mahinmi. Allen with the screen for Hill. Shot clock at 6. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Joseph with the ball, picked up by Ellis. And here is Joseph. Valanciunas with a screen on Ellis. Here's Joseph. Teardrop shot.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Valanciunas. A very nice season for him last year. Second in field goal percentage. And he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
And you pointed out his ranking as the second best shooter in the league last season. I think with a little extra work, he could actually become number one.
And he can't get the first one. Well, last year Toronto won their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group.
Has an update from the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Frank Vogel gave to his team during that last break. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Paul George. Their offense is most effective, Coach said, when he is most involved. And they're looking for total involvement from him for the rest of this game. They're not going to wait for halftime. They want those adjustments to have an impact right away. Over to you, Kevin.
And thank you for that, Doris. Indiana leading by 6. From 10 feet out, and it's Toronto with the rebound. Scoa's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Lowry against George. The shot by Lowry, no good.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
And the foul called on Terrence Ross. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
The Raptors making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. The Pacers also changing it up. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Mahinmi. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Ellis. Now here is Hill. He's got 8. It's Allen, top of the key. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Outside Lowry. He feeds it to Ross. Knocks down the 10-footer. Ross has got his first bucket in this one.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
Stuckey outside. Passes to George. Allen for 3. That doesn't go either for Allen. Raptors trail by 4. There's the dish to Patterson. Johnson sets the screen for Ross. Lowry has the open look. Lowry can't get that one to fall.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Ross against Hill. Trying to get back on track. Can't get it to fall. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Ross against Hill. And the jam by Ross.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Toronto. Hill, he's checked in for Indiana. C.J. Miles comes in for George Hill. Toronto trailer. Lowry kicks to Ross. And it's all evened up. Ross has got his third bucket of the night.
And the first he had.
Here's the screen. Hill passes to Allen. The baseline jumper goes down. Toronto shooting 36% in the second quarter. And offensively here. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Ross with a wide open look. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And that's now 9 points now for Terrence Ross. Back to Stuckey. It's Hill on the wing. He's guarded by Ross. 5 on the clock. Stuckey for 3. That's good. Stuckey's got 6.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there, going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for him.
Now here's Stuckey. He has 6. He kicks it to Allen. He dishes it to Hill. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And we've got a moment now to look at the highest scoring teams in the NBA from last season. In fourth, the Raptors.
Boy, they do an excellent job offensively. Most of the season last year, they were really in sync. A nice flow and rhythm to their offensive game. But anytime you score the points they did, it's about unselfishness and trusting each other.
First one falls for him. Everyone knows about the Paul George injury from last year and how it affected the Pacers. He said almost the entire season, and there was no doubt they missed him.
Yeah, and when George came back, Kevin, the Pacers got hot, but they had to put him on a minutes limit. And it wasn't just George, though. The team as a whole had a lot of injuries during the course of the season.
And, you know, as you said, the Pacers did have problems with injuries. The team roster missed 219 games due to injury. So compare that to the 69 games missed by the Pacers in 2014. Big difference.
Here is Ross following the basketball.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
The better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Here is Miles. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
And really, guys, the most telling part of the Pacers' injury troubles was this. Had to use 15 different starting lineups over the course of the season. Just hard to stay consistent and competitive when you are always replacing an injured player in the lineup.
Hill. Raptors trail by 7. Outside for Lowry. Johnson with a screen on Hill. Ross on the wing. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry on the night. Down low. Now the Raptors moving it up. Ross, that's good. Now it's just a 3-point Pacer lead.
Are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Here is Miles. DeRozan defending. Deep 2 from Hill. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Pacers lead by 3. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, Coach Casey, obviously it's early in the season, but how would you say this team is shaping up in terms of its chemistry and personnel-wise?
I love our guys. We have a great group of young men that are competing hard, and it feels good because I know our guys are totally engaged and focused and giving us what they have.
Coach, thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after half. Second half.
It's the
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season. For the Pacers, the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5. All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second half of our game. Kevin Harlan ready with the call.
Raptors trail by 3. On the court right now for the Pacers. They've got Paul George. Hill is out there with Lavoy Allen. Then it's George Hill, and it's Ellis at the shooting guard position. Scola kicks to Carroll. 4 on the clock, and it's all evened up. Carroll's got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for the Raptors. To the paint, and George with the stuff.
Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
it's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Before his season got going, but you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on. And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
First minute and a half of basketball quarter, and it's DeRozan missing.
Third quarter, 1 of 4 so far.
They set the pick. Pick up by Hill. Ellis kicks to Hill. Down to 5 on the shot clock. DeRozan passes to Lowry. Dishes it to Valanciunas. Baseline J on the way. And again, Toronto no up.
A bit to start.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
Now, here's Lowry. He's got 5, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And though he's been working on his offensive skills, defense him when he was playing in Lithuania Club, and it's the case now.
It still sure is the case. I mean, it's hard to find a guy with his combination of size, athleticism, and fluidity.
Take a break.
Just a tad over aggressive at times, but I'd rather have to turn a guy down than to turn him up.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas.
Rebound. It's clear he has all strength to become a perennial 10
Outside, George. They set the pick. Ellis outside. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Carroll. Inside, Paul George with the steal. He's got 18 points.
A lot of space.
Now here's Joseph. Screen by Scola. Joseph with
There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
disaster. I mean, Greg, nothing went right for him.
Yeah, I mean, after that great regular season, they were completely just manhandled by the Wizards, swept out of the first round in 4 straight.
Johnson, he's checked in for Luis Scola. And Valanciunas penetrating.
The first team to get swept with home court advantage in the playoffs since 2011.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And guys, you look at the Raptors last season and how they stopped at times. You could see that they would have trouble in the postseason with the way they were constructed. I don't think anybody saw a sweep coming, but that's where it ended up being.
The Raptors making a switch here. Patterson's checked in, and that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player.
For the Pacers bench, Greg, as you were talking about, but all around the reserves, Clark, were fantastic on the Pacers.
Yeah, 3rd in the league at almost 41 points per game off the bench, 1st in the NBA in bench rebounding, and top 10 in field goal percentage as a bench.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
Something we've also seen them doing tonight is getting the long ball to go down. Big points from outside.
Terrence Ross is checked in for Toronto. Then for the Pacers, Solomon Hill, he's checked in for George. C.J. Miles comes in for Monte Ellis. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for George Hill. Now here's Ross, 13 points in the game. DeRozan a screen on Hill. Ross, that's good.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock the jumper. Good basketball.
Stuckey drives inside. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Stuckey's got. Oh, here's Joseph. 5 points in the game. Pass to DeRozan. Ross in the corner. Patterson setting the pick for Ross. Off the pick. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Hill's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Stuckey against Ross. Emahimi has it in the corner. Stolen by Joseph. Ross on the wing. Patterson, the screen. The wide open pointer. DeRozan's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
With his first shot attempt, and it's Miles missing. Raptors trailed by 5 and finished off by DeRozan.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how
Joseph with the ball.
enough room to get that shot off. They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Terrence Ross, an explosive young player who can really put on a show. Clark, jaw-dropping, highlight reel dunks are his specialty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Tremendous athlete, great bounce and elevation and creativity. Won the slam dunk contest as a rookie.
That free throw good from Ross.
And back to Terrence Ross. Sometimes the show he puts on is of the scoring variety. He threw in 51 against the Clippers 2 seasons ago. Great lift and form on his shot.
Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Joseph. In Indiana with a change here, too. DeRozan. Patterson a screen on Hill. And Johnson loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Here is Miles looking for his first basket still in this one.
Boy, they're fortunate. Defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Lowry passes to Johnson. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 8 here in this one already.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
No question about it. I mean, these teams are really battling hard now.
It's back to Hill from the arc. It's hauled in. Feeds it to DeRozan.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
Here's Miles. Can't connect. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. The Raptors out in front. They're up by 2. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back to the fourth quarter.
I realize this. I realize this. Respect this here. Check. I realize this.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Right now, the star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Jamari Carroll is out there with Scola, and it's Valanciunas in at the center filling out the middle. Now, here's Lowry following the miss by Monte Ellis. That drops. Valanciunas has got the lead up to 4 now for the Raptors.
Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint. That's costly.
And at this stage of a tight game, the tired legs really start to show. A defense becomes vulnerable if you can continue to pound it inside.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on the follow, just like he got there.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half, it's been nothing but success for them there.
Yeah, taking full advantage from the charity stripe. They've yet to miss here in the second.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
And the first one at the line is good. In the last few years, the Toronto fans have made a strong case for being the loudest in the league. And Greg, you know, the Air Canada Center can sound like a 60,000 capacity crowd during the playoffs.
It is really unreal. It gives the Raptors a huge advantage here at home. Toronto and Canada will always be hockey first, but they love their Raptors here in the North.
You know, the Raptors were top 5 in attendance last season as well. I mean, fans had plenty to cheer about as the team finished with 27 home wins on the year.
Now here's Ellis. Fires from 14. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Lowry with the ball, and Allen picks him up defensively. And he gets it to go.
And the Raptor franchise record for home wins is 30, set back in 07. You get the feeling with the way the crowd gets into it. That record.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Boy, he had a nice look at it after drawing the foul. Boy, it would have been nice to get an and one there.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
What a tremendous showing from the three-pointer all through this game.
I've been impressed with how well they penetrated tonight, too.
That free throw, no good.
And they're having a lot of trouble at the line today, and unfortunately, it's the kind of day we've seen this team have a lot.
And the second free throw, good. Pacers trail by Scola. Now Carroll. 5 on the clock. Right side DeRozan. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And Kevin, plays like that are really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Clark, look at them. They are really in.
Turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts. It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Carroll, no one around him. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. DeRozan against Ellis. DeRozan dishes to Scola. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today. You know what? I think he had to call timeout right now just to get his guys to regroup because they were really ragged out there.
Yeah, they've got to get
Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say right now. We can't keep trying to make the home run play. Settle down, run the offense, and make the simple pass. Kevin, sounds easy enough.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Now, here's George. Hill has the open look, and all around the rim that time before dropping in.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Lowry passes to Carroll. Outside, Scola. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunch.
Kicks it to DeRozan. To the inside, the 11-footer, Scola, no luck.
Shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Here's Toronto now. They're on a 13-4 run right now. There's the pick. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. 27 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
6 to shoot. There's Ellis with the 3-ball. The shot is off. Nice D from DeRozan.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Screened by Valanciunas. Hill against Scola. Back to Lowry. And it's Carroll in the corner. Drills it from outside.
And that tells you a lot about why the score is where it is. Lazy defense.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do.
And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Hill's got 19 points.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Outside DeRozan. Excellent D there from Hill. Pacers trail by 14. Ellis with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Hill, no good. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. They get the rebound. And there's the feed to Carroll. DeRozan against George. Carroll kicks to Scola. And it's sent back by Hill. DeRozan, a good look. And at last, they get one to fall. DeRozan's got 4 this quarter. Here's Hill. The pass to Allen. That one goes. Count it.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Lowry dishes to DeRozan. The fadeaway. Rebound Hill.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Back to George. Allen, a screen on DeRozan. Passes it to Allen. All alone. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 5 assists in the game. Lowry passes to Carroll. Valanciunas sets a screen for Carroll. Here's Scola. 11 feet out, and he hits it. And the Raptors lead by 14.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Ellis kicks to Hill. Allen with the screen for Hill. Allen a screen on Lowry. And a wide open look here for Ellis. And a miss there on the triple.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Yeah, he's played tight. I mean, you can see it. No flow at all to his game right now.
Now here's Carroll. Back to Valanciunas. Lowry from outside. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry. And it's the Pacers with the ball. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in the second half. Lowry drawing the double team. It's DeRozan with the drive. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor. Here's Hill.
There's the pick. 5 to shoot. He feeds it to Allen. In the corner, George with it. It's stolen by Carey. Screen by Scola. George against Carroll. And Hill over to help. And a wide open look for Valanciunas. Shot misses. So Indiana will take it the other way. Here's Ellis. Shot's good.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
First off, look, every year there are all-star game snubs, and perhaps last year Monte Ellis was the big one in the West. Hard to leave him off given the way he played for the Mavs.
And that one falls for Monte Ellis. For Monte not being an all-star, there are a lot of guys that could have made an argument to be there. Monte's was as strong as any.
Yeah, and his own coach said that Monte deserved it more than Dirk, his teammate. And not a shot at Dirk by Carlisle, just Rick expressing how valuable. Rosen, 31 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 3-pointers.
Well, when he's squared himself up and gotten good looks, he's knocked them down.
Shooting two.
And the first one drops. But sometimes he would create for others too. Yeah. But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing you could see in terms of him playing the two. The question was, could he make the commitment to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
Now here's George. For 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. And that's now 11 points for Hill. There's 1:26 left to play in the final quarter. That time.
And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game, was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skills.
Here's Lowry. Paul George making his last shot. And taken away by Ellis. And now Ellis running the floor all by himself.
Yeah, he hasn't had much luck getting shots to fall here. Just 2 of 7 down the stretch. You know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014. Was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt he's the real deal.
Now here is Lowry. Following the miss by Monte Ellis. Screen by Scola. 6 to shoot. DeRozan's shot is good.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
And here's Young from the arc. Toronto grabs the miss.
Not good shot selection. Long range and a defender all up in your jersey.
And, you know, that's just the kind of defensive work he's known for. I mean, he can take that shot away from you and does it more times than not.
And so it's Toronto winning this one. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
They certainly put on a good show here at home, and I think they felt they had the edge and that extra little bit of confidence.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.